Welcome to a new story made by Oracle 1. Deleted. In the neon haze of midnight, the city looked like a collage of blinking lights and shimmering digital ghosts. Inside a cramped apartment on the 52nd floor of an aging skyscraper, Max Hart sat hunched over 3 monitors, the glow painting sharp angles on his gaunt face. Max wasn't just any hacker, he was a ghost in the machine, a shadow in the vast threads of data that wove the city together. Years of scraping codes, breaking firewalls, and slipping through unseen back doors had sculpted him into a proficient ghostwalker. But today was different. Max had just hacked into the archives of an obscure government contractor, one rumored to dabble in experimental surveillance software. He wasn't looking for anything in particular, just the kind of classified data that would fetch a hefty price on the darknet. The digital walls were dense, but Max thrived in such environments. Yet, what he pulled out wasn't encrypted state secrets or weapon blueprints. It was a simple spreadsheet, a list of names paired with dates and unexplained zeros and ones. He frowned. The list was innocuous enough, just rows of names paired with dates. But the odd part was the dates, they seemed to correspond to disappearances. Curious, Max cross-referenced the list of names with missing persons databases, news archives, social media reports. Each name appeared in news reports, townspeople, activists, journalists, an industry whistleblower, and even an unassuming barista. Every individual vanished some days after the date listed. Max wasn't superstitious, but something about this data sent shivers down his spine. Chapter 1. Echoes in the Code. The spreadsheet was titled, Deleted, Stark, Ominous, and Hauntingly Cryptic. Max's fingers danced rapidly across the keyboard, extracting names, dates, and oddly consistent codes from the file. Each name connected to a city, a profession, and most chillingly, a confirmation that the person was deleted from all official records shortly after their disappearance. The hacker had encountered many conspiracy theories in his career, but this felt personal, like a dark secret lurking beneath layers of obscure cyber trails. Digging deeper, Max discovered encrypted files nested within the folder. Cracking years-old AES-256 encryption took hours, but the reward was terrifying. Videos of some of the listed people, recorded in their last known moments. Fear, confusion, pleading faces staring directly into the camera. The footage was apparently captured without their knowledge. Max noticed the dates tagged in the documents always preceded the disappearance by exactly 3 days. The numerical codes appeared to be timestamps. What did they mark? As dawn approached, Max's phone buzzed with a notification from an anonymous source. Stop digging. They watch. You're next. A shiver ran through him despite his thick leather jacket. Fear was a new emotion, intruding sharpened senses dulled by years behind a screen. Chapter 2. The Vanishing. Max awoke late in the afternoon. The warning haunted his mind, but curiosity gnawed at him relentlessly. He reached out to his contact network, informants, code mavens, and a few unsavory figures in cybercrime. No one had heard of the list. No one wanted to talk. On a whim, Max checked the latest news reports and found a disturbing pattern. A registered disappearance just 2 days ago. The name? Rachel Nash. He recognized her immediately from the list. She was a human rights activist who had recently posted a scathing expose about government surveillance abuses. Max's fingers flew. He scoured social media accounts. Rachel had gone silent just days before. Contacting her last known associate yielded nothing, they'd mysteriously vanished too. Alarmed, Max decided to go offline and venture into the city to understand what was happening. If this was a systematic erasure, The necessity of tangible, real-world validation was urgent. Chapter 3. The Witness. In dim light, Max found himself in a cramped cafe near Rachel's apartment. The neighborhood was grittier than he expected, low-lit streets whispering secrets in every shadow. He asked around cautiously, showing Rachel's photo to a barista, an elderly woman with sharp eyes. "Seen her?" "No," she said, voice trembling. "But strange folks hang around here since she vanished. Odd vans, unfamiliar faces." The sense of surveillance was palpable. Max needed evidence, physical proof. On a hunch, he broke into Rachel's apartment early the next morning. The room was a shrine to activism: posters, philosophy books, USB drives encrypted with unknown algorithms, and a single shred of a burnt document. But buried in her desktop computer, Max found an incomplete message: "The list is bigger. They're using infinite loops to delete realities, to erase us as if we never existed." Max felt a chill at the phrase. It was a metaphor, or was it? Was there a digital mechanism altering reality? Chapter 4. Digital Erasure. Back at his apartment, Max's investigation into the code revealed a haunting possibility. The zeros and ones were not merely data. They appeared to be quantum timestamps, interfacing with a prototype known as Project Phantom, a theoretical technology capable of manipulating digital presence to affect physical existence. If accurate, Project Phantom allowed its operators to erase a person's data signatures from the digital realm, which caused their physical reality footprint to fade and eventually vanish. The list, then, was an execution log, a kill list encoded in cyberdata. Max then realized no one in the governmental or private agencies knew the full extent of the project. It was off the grid, maintained by a shadow faction known only as Citadel. Chapter 5. Into the Shadows. Max's paranoia grew. Could he be next? As he pieced together coding anomalies and the dates on the list, he discovered the real horror. The list was live, continuously updated, tracking all those who had marked themselves as threats to Citadel. His own name was there, buried mid-list, with a date 3 days ahead. The warning earlier wasn't just idle, it was a threat. Max had 3 days. In those hours, he received an encrypted message from an insider within Citadel. The message said, "You don't understand. Deleting isn't killing. It changes timelines. You need to stop this before you disappear too." Pursued by a faceless force streaming data and encryption assaults in his system, Max went dark. His apartment was ransacked. He barely escaped in the dead of night. He knew then that to survive, he needed to find and confront whoever was behind Citadel. Chapter 6. The Contact. Max reached out to an old friend, Elena Park, a cybersecurity journalist who had delved into dangerous conspiracies herself. Elena was sharp, fearless, and had her own skeletons with the government. They met in an abandoned subway station turned hacker haven. "We're dealing with a paradigm-level disappearance method," Max explained. "They're using reality itself as a data structure, deleting people by removing their presence from every database, network, and social system." "Offline means gone." Elena nodded gravely. "If this is true, we need more than codes. We need eyes inside Citadel." Chapter 7. The Leak. After days of preparation, they tracked down an unnoticed digital footprint, a whistleblower within Citadel known only as Spectre. Their meeting was tense. The Spectre outlined Citadel's objective: to control narratives, to erase dissent, to rewrite society by quarantining threats. Not just physically, but digitally and temporally. The Spectre's message was clear. Max and Elena needed to plant a virus that could corrupt Project Phantom's core programming, stopping the deletions permanently. Chapter 8, The Collapse. Armed with the virus and limited time, Max infiltrated Citadel's data center, a towering fortress of black glass and steel. Security was merciless. Yet, with Elena monitoring remotely, Max navigated firewalls, bypassed biometric scans, and fought digital countermeasures. Just as he reached the core, the deletion timer began counting down on his wrist monitor. Seconds ticked. He uploaded the virus, but the system retaliated, threatening to override his digital footprint. Max closed his eyes and pressed enter. Epilogue. Aftermath. The days following were surreal. Disappearances ceased. The list was deleted. Max's name faded off the list in the final, fateful seconds. Though physically safe, he knew traces still lurked in the deep net. The war between reality and data was far from over. But for now, Max's heart remained. A ghost walker surviving in a digital world where erasure was the new death. Like and subscribe for more stories.